my name is Liz Hogue. I'm General Manager of the New York Music Co-op and part of the co-op's guitar faculty. In this video series, we're talking about fingerstyle guitar. Fingerstyle guitar is any genre of guitar that you play with your fingernails to touch the strings instead of a pick or some kind of a plectrum. And today I'm going to give a brief overview of classical guitar and how we use our fingers for that. So 99% of classical guitar uses fingernails because they get more volume and a clearer, more articulate sound. So you want to grow your fingernails just a little bit past where the flesh ends, not too far out, but just a little bit past. A good test is if you put it up against a nail file, you should be touching the nail and the flesh against the file at the same time without pushing in too hard. This way you can use the flesh of your finger and the nail at your leisure. Each has a different sound. Sometimes you want just the flesh, sometimes you want just the nail. Most of the time you want both actually. When you press into the string, you want to press at the point right where the nail meets the flesh. That gives the clearest sound as opposed to just nail, which can sound a little snappy. So you want where the flesh meets the nail. That usually has the best rounded sound. So once you've grown your nails to that length, you need to keep them at a good, smooth shape. And this is the hardest part. Some people's nails grow beautifully with no jagged edges and they don't break easily. Those people are lucky and they have an easier time with this. But a lot of people, myself included, need to work on their nails a lot. So I have a few different things I do for that. One thing is hand lotion every night. This brand particularly makes good lotion that keeps your nails strong. Mane and Tail. They also have Healthy Hoof Intensive Protein Treatment. This I put on after the lotion. And I also have started taking biotin supplements every morning, and I find this helps as well. And once you have your nails to the certain length, you file them to keep them at that length. Now you want a file that's not too rough because that will create jagged edges and not have the smooth glass-like quality your nails should have. So there are many types of files that work. This one is a Tweezerman brand. It's got several different grains. And I usually use the second to highest one. And I file from below the nail. This helps to, again, keep it smooth and not jagged. If you just rub your nail against the file, then your nail will get shorter, but it will not be smooth. So if you go from under, then it's more smooth. The shape of the nail should be basically how it grows naturally and just smooth, so that when you play against the string, it's not getting caught in some hook or little crevice in the nail, because you have to be able to move your finger freely with your eyes closed. It goes through the string and it's not getting stuck anywhere. So what that looks like is a little bit different for every player, but basically you want a moon shape with no jagged edges and a clear line from start to finish. Once you've filed your nails, you can keep them smooth if you felt like the file didn't quite do a good enough job with this type of sandpaper. This is 3M 500, the 500 grain sandpaper. You can order this at stringsbymail.com. Most hardware stores do not sell sandpaper this fine. So you'll need to order this online. Strings by Mail has the best supply. It's cheap and it lasts forever. This is many sheets and will probably last me my whole life. Okay, so that's about nail care. Once you get your nails to that shape, it's easier to play with them and it doesn't become a hindrance. But you've got to get them to that shape first. I wouldn't start playing with the nails until they look smooth, they're not too long, and they've got an even shape. Once you've got your nails, you want to, for classical guitar, keep your thumb out away from the other fingers so that when it plays, it's not getting stuck under the fingers. Why? Because it's got a stronger stroke that way. You can actually hear the bass strings and you have more finger moving. So the quick visual test is just making sure that your thumb can clear the rest of the strings without hitting anything else, your other fingers. And the same goes for the fingers. You want them to be able to play all the way through the string and end up in the palm of your hand. Not plucking up, that creates that ugly snapping sound. And it's also, bad for your technique because if you're leaving the strings, you have to add time to come back to the strings, right? So you always want to stay close to the strings. So when you play through them, end up with your fingers in your palm, not snapping up. So you can practice this away from the guitar. It's basically like you're making a fist. That's the direction of the fingers. And let the sound guide you. You don't want to play too hard. That's ugly.